Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the situation report for the day of 853 for the 25th of June. Commander, do press the like button and subscribe. And really check. Even if you think that you are subscribed, maybe you are not. So we're gonna start off with there's no frontline changes report today. So for those that are looking for frontline changes report, bye bye. There's no frontline changes report. So we're going to start off with the Kharkiv front. So at the battle of Kharkiv front continue. The both sides are still clashing with each other. So Ukrainian forces, however, seems to be on the offensive more a little bit with attack from at Litsi. There is some fighting or shelling at Ternova. So this probably is more likely to be shelling, and there is clash of forces at the Battle of Voschans, as also the clash at Taikei, just east of Voschans. So over at the Lipsi sector, there is multiple geolocations. There's a tank attack. The Ukrainians are attacking near Klipoke, over in the Lipsi area. That's what they call it. And there's Russian artillery actions near Lipsi as well, shelling Ukrainian positions. So Ukrainians are combating the Russians, and the fact that the tank attack here make me doubt there's a that the Russians may have this kind of positions as per the Russian mapping. So the Ukrainians are attacking south of Klipoke, which also could mean that the Russians have retaken most of Klipoke as well. There is a possibility. So let me zoom in a bit more. So Ukrainians are attacking here. They're attacking in the south. So that's how I said there's a high chance that the Russians may have retaken Klipoke already. So there's a possibility. This area here most likely is not under Russian control. The Ukrainian borders the front line should be like this, because if the Russians are like have this bulge over here, I think the Ukrainians would be attacking the bulge rather than attacking towards the south of Klipoke. I just what I think. So that's all from the Lipsi sector. Moving on, the Ternova situation is reported by the Russian Defense Ministry. They say that they engaged in active combat operation and inflicted losses. The problem is we're not sure if the Russians actually attack or they just shelled. They just fire attack. So this is a bit of the unclear. And over at the Battle of Voschans, so the situation remains exactly the same. There is no frontline changes report. The Ukrainians are attacking, not exactly sure where, probably on the eastern part. The Russians are also attacking. So the Russian Defense Ministry said that they are attacking Voschans. The two majors, the pro-Russian source reported that the Ukrainians are on the counter. So and then Taikei is the exact same situation between the Russian Defense Ministry and two majors information. So information is getting a bit scarce. I think something must be brewing or something. A bit quiet over the past 24 hours. It's been, I can't even remember when the last time there is zero frontline changes report. We have been having frontline changes report every single day. So let's see how this develop. So moving on away from the Kharkiv front, at the Kupiansk front, there is Russian forces attack over at Sinkivka and Petropavlivka. And it seems like the area here seems to be pretty hot with multiple geolocations around here. There is geolocation of assault by the Russian forces on Ukrainian position. And then similarly, there's a tank getting destroyed by FPV drone around here. And there's shelling reported further south. So the Russians are confirmed to be attacking south of Vishana towards Petropavlivka. And there is all this engagement that is currently happening along this line. So this is pretty confirmed with the frontline change, with the geolocations. There is other geolocations further south. Along the highway, there is other artillery shelling. And over at Sadove, there is a pontoon bridge getting destroyed. So this pontoon bridge is to replace the bridge here that was destroyed by the Russian shelling. And this pontoon got destroyed by a massive explosion. I wonder what kind of a system that is used to blow up the bridge. Maybe a long range missile, or it could be just a fab. Moving on from this location, there is a over at the Featherweight front, there is some shelling at Pishane. Also, some shelling over at Stemakivka. There's no other frontline change. Other battles around here. Over at Kremina, there is only fighting being reported at Makievka. There's nothing being reported in the Kremina forest region. So that's all from the Featherweight front, Kremina front. At the Sivers front, there's not much updates. There's only shelling reported at Platonivka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. And moving into the Bakhmut front, at the Bakhmut front, also very quiet. There is only the geolocation over at Karnel. So I not exactly sure why is there so little reports. I think maybe the Ukrainian Defense Ministry didn't put out a report. I think that's the reason why. Over at the New York front, the Russian forces seems to be still ongoing on their Torets offensive. Shelling reported at Torets. Russian forces attacking at Druzhba, attacking in the area of Shumi, as well as Pivdene. So the Russians are still pushing in this area, but it seems like the pace is much slower. I think Ukrainian forces have managed to bring in reinforcement to stop this offensive. So managed to hold the line. Or simply because the Russians have overrun all the gray zones and they are now hitting the real defenses. So that could be the case. Moving into the Avdiivka front in the northern part, the Russian forces are still on the offensive over in the area of Novo-Alexandrivka and towards Vodizenka. There is also fighting reported at Sokil. So that's all from this area. Further south, there is only fighting being reported at Kalivka. There's multiple geolocations though. I think I missed some geolocations. So at Novoselivka, Persia, there is a PV drone hitting a destroyed Bradley. And then another one, similar thing, but different location. Both are Bradley vehicles getting hit, or they are just destroyed Bradley vehicles that no infantry are hiding inside. Further south, in the Netolive Kalivka region, Russian forces attacking towards Kalivka. There's a Ukrainian counterattack being captured of footage. Ukrainian forces are geolocated at these two locations. Russian forces are at this position as the Ukrainians attack down the reservoir. So this means that the Ukrainians are indeed on the counteroffensive. It could be across the entire of Ukraine, which is why we are not seeing frontline changes report. So the Russians are bracing the Ukrainian counteroffensive. Who knows? Anyway, this is local. Over at the Battle of Krasnohorivka, the Russian forces continue to be attacking along the Lozova River, which there's the river there. Let me show you the other mapping. So there is this river system, Lozova River. So the Russians are attacking along the river down. As I mentioned before, this is the intention. And the Russians are also attacking in the center of Krasnohorivka. So this is the current situation. There is a pincer. It is a pincer. So we shall see how this develop. Moving south, there is fighting reported at Konstantinivka. And this by the Russian Defense Ministry. And as usual, they also mentioned the shelling of Kurakove. So that's all. Over at the Velika Novosilka sector, Russian forces shelled at Velika Novosilka. There is Ukrainian counterattack at Staromayorsky. So let me zoom in a bit more. Ukrainian forces counterattack at Staromayorsky, largely in this area here, slightly west. Russian forces counterattack over on the west of Staromayorsky. They are also attacking at Uruzayne. So according to the Russians, they finally caught up with the mapping here, showing that the Russians have retaken this entire western part of Staromayorsky. However, this area has already been mapped to be under Russian control for a long time due to Ukrainian mapping. So that's all for this area. Blahodanish geolocation of a Russian airstrike by FAB. So that's all from this area. Over the Zaporizhia front, there is a geolocation of a FAB hitting Vavarivka. So otherwise, there is no fighting reported along the Zaporizhia front. Over at the Kherson front, there is shelling reported at Ivanivka. Other geolocations with a Russian airstrike at Luzove. There's a artillery shelling at Stanislav, as well as this area of the Dnieper just off Solochaki. So it's just some shelling. There is no more fighting being reported. Yeah, no, it's not Shelojaki, it's a Dniprovsky. So there's a town name there. So that's all from the Kherson front. Nothing else over at the Black Sea. So that's it. This is a very snappy one. So thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe. This is the situation report for the day of 853 for the 25th of June. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next update.